Hi guys, and welcome to Math App developed using Unity. Now let me show you guys how this works. If you notice here, we have a countdown here or a counter, and in here you have the following. Let's assume we enter an invalid answer in there, and the system tells you that's wrong. Gives you a suggestion of 0 there. And you have another task in there. 5 multiplied by 8. Say you get that wrong, it tells you it's 40. And what will happen is the system tells you the game is over. Okay, you can exit out if you're on Android. But let's say we decide to get the whole answer right, and we decide to go straight to the next level. So let's say the answer is correct, and this one is that's 8. 4 multiplied by 2, and we have 1 divided by 3. We give that a 0. There we go. You are automatically transported straight to Kilimanjaro, Mount Kilimanjaro, and that's where the second level is meant to be. Now I'm going to exit out and let me show you some other stuff in here. You see, let's say you decide the system counts you out. I want to speed that up. I'm going to go straight into the code here, and let's change that from 50 to about 20. Make sure that is saved. That's the code which we'll get back to later on. And I'm going to run the system now. Click on run. There we go. Now you are being counted out by the system. 8 divided by 9, because I'm using integer, is 0. And this is 11. Unfortunately, the system is going to count us out. There, game over. Okay, so you can always upload this straight into your mobile phone, provided you convert the whole lot to an Android device, which I have done. But now what I'm going to do is to take you guys straight into Unity development environment, and let's put one of these together. If I click on the exit, it doesn't work here, but believe me, it does work if it's on your Android. So I am going to just end the whole process. Let's go straight to Unity, start a new project, and I'm going to be using mobile app, the 2D. Okay, that's what we're using. And I will save this as Math App 2, and let's click on create. I don't think you guys can see that. I'm gonna click on create. That is the crate right there. Click on that. Okay guys, my development environment is ready. Now I'm going to come right here, the hierarchy here. Right click on the hierarchy, or you can go straight to the hierarchy there, and let's select UI. I'm now going to select image. That is my image there. This very image, that is going to be the image that will be right at the bottom, more or less like my background image. Let's bring the whole lot in, and that is the image right there. So let's increase the size of this image. I'm going to make it about 1500 by, let's go for approximately 800 for the height. So that is the image there. And I'm going to just leave the color as white. If I run it now, this is what you guys will see. Let's see how that's going to look like. That is it. And let's come right here. You see the game? Select the game. Play focus. I'm going to maximize that. Click on run. And let's see how that's going to look like. There we go. That's how it's looking. Let's go back in here. Oh, 15,000. No, that's too much. Now let's do that again. Run. Okay, that is it. So I just need to position it accordingly, make sure it is selected. It is selected, just come in here. You see the x-axis, make that 0. The y-axis, make that 0 as well. And the z-axis must be 0. So if I run it now again, the image should be dead centered. Look at that. Now stop that. I'm going to add another image. This other image is going to be a child of this very image. So let's come. No, it doesn't have to be the child, but let's come right in here. But this very first image, I'm going to change the name to img bg background. So right click on the canvas again, and let's go back to UI, add another image. That is the second image that I've just added. You might not be able to see it now, but I'm going to change the color so that we can see that very image. Let's select something blue. There we go. That is the image right there. Okay, I'm going to change the size of that very image to about, I'm going to go for about maybe 1000 plus. Okay, 1000. And here I'm going to make that about maybe 520. There we go. So let's run it now and see how that's going to look like. There we go. Look at that. Brilliant. Now, I'm going to kind of like zoom in. Okay. So the next thing that I now need is I need the text and so on. Okay. Now, let's come back in here. Right click on the canvas. And I'm going to go straight to the UI. Right underneath here, you see where we have legacy? I'm going to click on button. So I have one button here. Just drag that, drop it there. So that is going to be my submit or submission button. So click on that very button. You see the text in there. I want to increase the size of that very text to, I'm going to make it 30 and make that bold. You see where it says font size, change that. You see font style, I'm going to change that to bold. There we go. And align, make sure it's center and center right there. Change the text content and need to submit. Now the button itself, I'm just going to give it a name to differentiate it. I'm going to call it BTN submit. Okay, that's taken care of. That same button, I'm going to right click on it and just select duplicate. I've just created a duplicate of that very button, drag it all the way to the right and change the details of these to BTN exit and the text content underneath. So let's go straight to the text, select the text, change that to exit. Brilliant. Okay, that is fine. Next, I'm going to add text box. So let's come in here again. I'm still dealing with the canvas. I'm going to come right to UI and let's go back to legacy. And I'm going to just click on text. That's the text that I want. That is it right there. Okay. And this very text, I'm going to change the details of this text to txt countdown. Right, so that is going to be for my counting. I'm going to come in here, change that to about 24, make that bold, and get it centered as well. Right, and let's bring it right down here. I'm going to change the text details on it. Let's change the color to white, something we can see. And at the same time, the choice is yours. I'm going to get rid of the text content that I have in there, and that is my countdown there. You might not be able to see it, but it's right there. If you select countdown, that is it right there. Okay, the choice is yours. If you want to increase the height, I'm going to make the height about 50, and let's make the width about 200. No, let's go for 300. There we go. I'll do it for now. That very countdown, now I'm going to right click on it and create a duplicate of it. And that very duplicate, I'm going to bring that right up here, sort of. And that's, we can just name that as TXT title. And the text content on it, I'm going to change that to how to create a math app. There. Let's increase the font size to something about 50. I think 50 seems to be too much. I'm going to change it to, let's go for maybe 40. There we go. All right, that's good. So I'm going to copy the countdown again. Just right click and create a duplicate, and this very one, I'm going to bring that right up here. Let's take it up somewhere there, and that is going to be for my, I'm going to call that clock, because I'll be adding clock to it as well. The code for the clock will be there on my system. You guys can download it. The channel members can just get hold of that. So that is for the clock right there. Now the next one, let's right click on the clock and create a duplicate of that, bring that down here. That's another text again. I'm going to change the name of this text to TXT equation. And yep, equation. That is it right there. Let's increase the size of that a little bit. Press enter. That's equation there. And I'm going to make that maybe about 400. Yeah. Okay then. That is the one I'm going to use to display everything. The results. No, actually, I'm going to use that to carry out the mathematics calculation. Now, the next one that we need, that will be for the input. So I'm going to right click on the canvas again. Let's come right down here and let's select legacy. I need input field. There we go. That's my input field there. Now, the input field legacy, drop it down. We should be able to see a text box in there. That's the text box. So let's increase that to something that is a little bit readable and make that bold and get it centered as well. That's where we're going to be entering our result. If you select the input field now, you can then, let's increase the size of that input field itself to about, let's say about 300, the width. And here we can make that maybe around 70. There we go. Okay, as for the text on it, I need to make sure, yeah, that is centered and bold. Yeah, that is it. Okay, as you can see for the text, I've increased the size of that, but there's something there called placeholder. Look at the placeholder. The placeholder is still 14. Let's change that to 30 and just get it centered. There we go. All right. So I think everything is now ready for us to put together one or two lines of codes. More than one, actually. Okay, so let's start with that of the calculation. So I'm going to name that Game Manager. So right inside our project here, right click on it and let's go to create and let's select C#. Let's give our project a name. The script, I'm going to call that Game Manager. What you end up seeing is going to be a different type of icon that you guys are used to once you call it Game Manager. Press enter. Notice what's going to happen. Press enter. And you see that it has changed to something like a setting icon. Okay, so don't worry if you end up with that. Now, select it, come right here and click on open. That should open your development environment. Okay, right here, I need to get hold of the UI, so I'm just going to copy that because we're using the text, the buttons, the inputs, those need the UI library. So I'm going to say using Unity dot UI there. Without that, you end up with an error. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to also come in here and say using Unity dot scene manager. Okay, that's our scene manager in there. Without the scene manager, we won't be able to go to the next level. Okay. All right, that is done. Now the next thing we want to do is to create some public variables that we're going to need in here. So I've just copied public. I'm going to say public text, and the very first one I'm going to call it equation. Yeah, equation text. That's my very first one. The second one is going to be for the message. I need one for the message box, or the message that will be displayed. Message. There we go. And the last one, this is going to be for an input. So let's say input field. As input field, and that is going to be known as answer input. There we go. Now I have my variables in place. And I'll need one that I'm going to call private. So I'm going to say private integer, and that is going to be for score. There we go. And guess what? I'm going to add audio into it as well. So I need to copy some of the audios that was used inside my C++, C Sharp, or Python. I actually use the audio in there. So audio source, that is going to be the very first one, is going to be known as audio underscore win. That's one. Let's use two more. One is going to be for applause and so on, and one is going to be an alarm when you get things wrong. All right, so this is going to be that you won. So audio alarm. Okay, alarm, that's you've just lost. And audio applause. And those sound, I think they are made available on my system because I've already done this in C Sharp, Visual Basic, Java, Python, and C++. All right, those are the audios. Okay, now the next thing that we want to do is, let's come right down here. We need to create some functions. And inside this start, remember we have our integer variable in there. I'm going to assign a value to that is 0. Okay, the score is 0 right at the beginning. Now underneath, I'm going to create, let's say, a public void. Let's call that check answer. Enter statement block. So inside the statement block, I'm going to create the following. First of all, let me get rid of this. Right inside here, the statement block of the check answer, I want to declare a local variable. I'll call that answer. So what we then need to do is using an if statement, if int dot fry pass. Okay, and that's meant to be for the answer. I'm going to accept that. The system has already told me what to do. Press enter. So the very first value is going to be, we want to declare another variable. Okay, and this other variable is going to be for the result and so on. But first thing first, I'm going to kind of like accept this, but it's wrong. Now just get rid of it. Don't accept it. I need to create another function. So let's create three functions. So this one is going to be a private one. Private void. And I'm going to call that generate equation. So this, I will use this one to randomly select the arithmetic operator I intend to use. So generate equation. All right. So that is fine. Whoops. Right down here. Okay, don't worry about that. So the next one is, let's create another function. So we're going to say private. Let's come down here. Private, that is going to be int, and that is going to be called calculate results. There we go. And finally, I'm going to need one that will take me to the next level. So come right down here, and I'm going to call the next one level complete. So let's accept this and just change this to level complete. There we go. Right. So all right, I have all my function there. Don't worry about this error yet. We will take care of all that. Now I'm going to go back straight into my check answer. Inside the check answer, let's continue with the use of the if statement. Right inside this if statement, in this very function itself, check answer, I'm going to create an integer. That integer, I'm going to call it result, and result is going to take in whatever value we have inside my calculate function there. Okay, enter parenthesis. Right, that's one function taken care of. Now I'm going to now use an if statement again. If whatever I have inside my answer equals result, that should be equals result, then I want as follows. Close that bracket there. In that case, score is going to be plus or plus 1, plus equals 1. So let's come out of here and just say score equals plus there. And what should then happen is a message should be displayed. I already have something here for message, so let's grab hold of that text and bring it right underneath here. Paste that right there. Message text dot text, and that will be equals, let's say something like well done. The answer is correct. There. And we can end that with semicolon. Okay, and now I need to call my audio. This would be the right place to call my audio. So I can just grab hold of this audio. Because it's a winning one, I want it to play. Grab all of that, paste it right underneath here. Dot play. I don't have the audio in place yet. I'm going to add the images. Sorry, I'm going to add the audio as soon as I finish this first line of code. Then the next thing we want to do now is let's use another if statement to check the value that we have inside the score. This one here. So I'm just going to make it, let's say, about 3. If score is greater than and equals to 3, you can add whatever score you want. The choice is yours. There. We now want to go straight to the next level and play the next audio. Let's get hold of the audios. The applause. Paste that in here. Dot play. And we want to go to this level. Just call this right in here. There we go. And I'm going to say else. I want the following. We want you to get the generate equation. Grab all of generate equation. Paste it right in here. The generate equation, we will take care of that shortly. All right. Else, okay, else in that case, if it doesn't generate equation, or if you get it wrong, this is what should happen. The message box here, my messenger here, should display the following. And let's grab hold of everything in here, paste it right in here. And this one, change whatever you have in here to something like incorrect answer or something. Incorrect. Let's say incorrect. The correct answer is, let's enter the results. Remember, the results actually calculate. We calculated the results right up there. So I'm actually calling this now. This one, results. Okay, I'm calling that now, this one here. And all of the calculation will take place inside. Calculate results. Okay, this very function right here that is giving me error, this one, that's where we'll calculate everything. All right, so that is fine. And what is this? One more thing in that check answer. Okay, inside the check answer, else, we want the following. So I'm going to grab hold of all of these again. Oh, I need to change this. This one should be one. This should be an alarm. Alarm. Because it's wrong. Yeah. All right. Then the next one will be an alarm as well. Copy all of this. And I'm going to paste that right underneath here. There. So if nothing is selected, this is what's going to happen. Get rid of all of this. And let's just call that invalid, whatever. Invalid input, something like that. Because if you leave it empty, something should. So please enter a value. Enter a value in integer. There we go. That's it. And this alarm will blow up. That is good. So have a good look at the checker itself. This checker, I'm going to add it to the game object. Okay, so just have a good look at it. Now let's take care of the generate equation and this calculate result. Okay, oh, before then, let's get this answer. Where is it? I intend to use that. Answer inputs. Let's clear that here underneath here. Once you enter the answer, clear it, enter another one. The text equals clear. Or if you get it wrong, it should clear it as well. Now, inside the generate equation, I'm going to declare the following local variable. I'm going to call that integer number 1. Okay, number 1, I want you to get me a random number dot range. Very good, I'm going to accept that. I'm going to make it maybe 1 between 1 and 10, something like that. Yeah, why not? I'm going to copy it and let's grab hold of another one. That's number 2 there. And the next one, I'm going to create another local variable in here. I'm going to call that integer operator index. And for the operator index, I'm going to make the index about 4. Let's grab hold of all of these. Yeah, the index is 4, plus minus division. Okay, so it's going to be from 0. It says 0 to 4. There we go. Now, I'm going to now create another string character here. So that's going to be for the operator symbol. So which is the plus, minus, division, multiplication. Operator symbol, I'm going to call that. Yeah. And right now there's nothing inside it. And it's not being used. Okay, so let's use a switch statement now to get it all working. Starting from this operator index, grab hold of that, come right down here and just say switch. Open a bracket, enter that in there, and press enter. Statement block. The first one is case number 0. In the case of case 0, I'm going to now use operator symbol here. I believe it's now making sense. The operator symbol in this case is what? That is going to be equals the plus sign. That is my very first symbol taken care of. Okay, if that is the case, let me accept this so that error will go off. That's the very first one. So I can now copy this. Okay, that's for number 2. Okay, I'm going to accept that. Press enter. Accept that again. Then the next one is 2. Accept. Press enter. And I'm going to go for the next one. That is going to be for the division. Accept that. Press enter. There we go. That's it. All of that is taken care of. Oh, let's put a break in there underneath here. Break. Now, okay, that is it. All done. Now, you can arrange them just like this if you want. There we go. Okay, then the next thing we want to do now is right underneath here. I'm now going to use the equation. Remember the equation that we have right up here? Let's grab hold of that variable equation. Equation text. There we go. grab hold of that. That is where I'm going to add the number and the operator that is selected. So come right down here, just right underneath here, paste that and just say dot text. That is equals number 1, okay, plus equation and so on, plus operator symbol, plus accept that. That is very good. Okay, but let's put a bit of space in here. It's just the AI helping out. I need a space in here and I need another one here. Okay, then do the same thing here as well. There we go. Brilliant. We are almost there, guys. All right, let's take care of this calculate result. With the calculate result in here, okay, with the calculate result, I'm going to just declare there's a string, and that string is going to be equation. That is going to be equals equation text. So let's just say dot text. Okay, next I'm going to create another string variable, and this time around is going to be an array, so I'll just call that path, the next, and the path is going to be, I might as well accept as follows. So I accept it all, and I'll come right down here. Let's enter, ask it to split it. Yes, it's split it, and I'm just going to enter how I want my splitted. Okay, there we go. Don't worry about this error. This error will soon disappear. Now the next thing we want to do now is, we now want to create another local variable. We will call that integer number 1. That is equals int dot. I want you to pass as follows. And what are you passing? You're passing the very part. So let's accept that. There we go. I'm going to copy that. The first one is 0. The second one is going to be 2. So come right in here, paste, and this one will be 2. And change this one to 2 as well. There. And I'm going to create another one, int. I'm going to call that result as a local variable again, and the value in there is 0. Now using a switch statement, okay, so let's say path, okay, path with an S, the 1 with the 1, that should be as follows. Let's accept all of that, press enter, and we say case, if it's a plus sign, if it's a plus sign, we want this to happen. We say result, that is going to be equals number 1 plus number 2. Accept all of that. Break. Indent. And do that. Okay, I'm going to copy this and just repeat it for the others. Copy. Come right down here. Paste. Okay, so let's change this one to subtract, and I'm going to enter subtraction here as well. Get this indented. I might as well copy both and just paste. So that will be multiplication, and here as well, division, and division here. Okay, so now we need to return a value for us for this one to for this error to disappear. So I'm just going to return the result. So let's grab hold of result. Remember the result right up here. This result here. Come right down here and just let's copy the result. And right here, return result. Accept that. And that's it. The error is gone. Okay, now that that is taken care of, while we're still here, we might as well take care of next level. So with this next level, remember the library that I'm using is known as Scene Manager or Scene Management. So I'm now going to call the Scene Manager. Come right here. I've copied that, paste that in there. Scene Manager dot. I want you to load the next scene. Load Scene Manager dot get active scene dot build index. They're going to be from 0 to whatever, how many you want in there. That's it. Okay, so let's come right here. Now that is it, guys. So have a good look at these lines of code. That is the main lines of code that we drive the whole system to work. Okay, have a good look at it. I'm going to bring it right down. That is the name of my script. Those are the variables that we have declared. And here, those are for the audios. You will see me use the audios, add the audios into the system now. At the initial stage, I want you to call the following. And it's also going to call this generate equation. And here, this is where all of the calculation will take place. Okay, the calling of the calculation, this way it will take place. And bring it down. The calculation will take place. It will be generated in here. And this is for the different types of operator. And this is where we put the result together. And here we call the next level. Now let's save that. Save. Okay, and let's go straight up to my development area, my editor right here. Okay, now that all of that is done, I'm now going to add audio. So let's go into where I have my audio alarm. Okay, let's select all of the audio. Just I need a folder for them. Right click, create a folder in there. I'll call that folder audio. Okay, now grab hold of the audio that I intend to use, drag it, drop it right inside the folder. So I have all my audios in there. I only need 3 anyway, but I might as well get it all. Okay, now that that is done, let's do one more thing. I want you guys to go straight to the file and let's select build setting. Inside the build setting, you look at that. The first index in here is the sample scene. Okay, and now we want to add another one. So to add another one that we can call, okay, for your sample scene is right here. That's the one we're working on now, this very one. So to add another one, let's come in here, file, new scene, and create a new scene. Save this very one. Now let's come in here, save as. I'm just going to call it level 2. Level 2, that is it. There we go. That's my level 2 scene. Okay. Inside the level 2 scene, I'm just going to add an image there. Okay, let's go back into our scene and double click on the sample scene. There we go. So we now have our second level where we can go to. That's the second level. If you like, you can drag it straight into the scene folder as well. So both scenes are here. Sample scene, level scene, sample scene. All right. With that taken care of, let's take care of all of these settings. Inside the sample scene here, okay, drop that down. We now want to add a game object, an empty game object. So I'm going to right click in here, okay, and empty game object. And that is the empty game object. You might not be able to see it. I will now drag my script called game manager. Drag it, just dump it right there. Look at that. See that? So those are the variables. It's now asking me who is who is equation text. The equation text is right in here. Let's come in here. Remember the text box, call equation text, dump it right there. Answer input. Answer input, that would be the input field. There we go, input field, drag that, drop it right in there. And message text. With the message text, I don't seem to have a message text here, so that should have been here. So what is this one called? Okay, right click on the countdown and create a duplicate and change that to txt message. There we go, just drag it right here. Okay, the message is there. I'm going to increase that to about 600. There we go, that's fine. Alright, so select my game object again. Now I have a message. Drag the message, drop it right in there. There we go, all done. Now check this out, the audios. We don't have any audios in there just yet. We don't have any audios, so we can create all of the audios here now. Right click and let's select audio source. That would be the very first one. I can change this one to audio source win. I think I have win and so on. Let's click on that. Yeah, win. All right, select audio source. This one is going to be known as win. Underscore win. There. With the audio source win, grab your audio win and just drop it right in there where we have audio clip, drop. And you see play on awake, uncheck that. That is sorted. Now I'm going to right click on the audio source, duplicate, and this I'm going to call that applause, audio source underscore applause. There. Drag the music, the audio source underscore applause, drop it there. Then finally I have alarm. Right click, create a duplicate, come in here, change that to alarm. There we go. Grab alarm and drop it right in there. Okay, all of my audio sources are in place now. Now, if I run it, nothing, you will only just see the numbers. Let's run it, you see the numbers, but you won't be able to use this button. You see, it's asking me the following. 4 divided by 3, let's say 3 point whatever. Okay, if I click on this, it should give me another selection. So let's exit out. Now, see this button here? Let's take care of that. Let's add an event to this button. Where is it? BTN submit. Scroll right down. BTN submit. That is it right there. What event are we looking for? I'm going to first of all, you see where we have list is empty. Click on the plus sign, and there it's now telling us add our function in there. I'm going to go straight to my game object. Remember, I added the code to the game object and just dump it right in here. There we go. Now it's asking me which function would you like me to execute. Drop it down, go straight to the name of the project. It's known as Game Manager. Inside the Game Manager, we now need the function we want it to execute. I want it to execute check answer. This one. There we go. That is it. That's taken care of. I'm going to run it now. Let's see. There. Okay. 6 multiplied by 8. Click on that. The correct answer is that. But guess what? Our audio is not working just yet. Okay. And it's now giving me another option. The exit is now working. That will only work with the Android itself. All right. The audio is now working. I think we need to check that out. Let's see. Okay, let's get out of here and let's go back to game on. Oh, look at that. There's no audio in them. So audio source, grab hold of the winning, drop it right there. Applause, then alarm there. Okay, so I'm going to try that out again. Now 1 multiplied by 1. There we go. Yes, it's working. And now I'm going to get this wrong now. So instead of 10, let's say 11. You see that, guys? So that's how the audio works. So now let's add the timer. The message is working. We just need the timer and the countdown. The timer, the countdown, and if we get 3 right, let's get 3 right and see if it will take us straight to the next level. So this is going to be 2, and this will be 1, and that will be 6. This should take us straight to the next level. No, let's see. Okay, we're not going to the next level yet. I'm going to check that out and see why. All right, so let's end it for now. Okay, with the date, no, sorry, the time. So I'm going to speed that up and just show you guys the codes for those. Okay, guys, I have the other lines of codes in here for the time. So for the time, this is the time in there. Okay, double click on that, and I do have comments on them, so you can go through the comments. So let's take it down. It's not a lot of code, it's just a comment because I didn't actually do that with you guys. That's why I left all the comment in there. So now declare a variable, create another private counter there, scroll right down, then start as follows. You can also use, you see, you use an awake, and this is the timer that we will be using to take care of the counting. Okay, that is for counting down digits and bring it down. All right, that is the for the counter. So I'm going to show you guys the next one. There's another one for the, because the digit counting and the countdown goes together. So this is the countdown one. Have a good look at the lines of codes. Bring it down. All of the codes will be zipped together. If you want it, for those who are channel members, you can get hold of it and bring it right down. There. Those are the lines of code that you need. Okay, I'm going to go straight into my editor now, and let's select my countdown here. Okay, I'll grab hold of the digits counter, dump it there, 1, and I also need the countdown there, dump it right there. There we go. Those two should be added. Okay, now if I run it now, you should be able to see the counter here. So let's run that. There we go. Look at that. It's now counting down. Once it finishes counting down, it's going to tell you game over. Okay. So in here, I'm just going to add a clock. I will also show you the lines of code for that. There we go. Game over. Now the next one here, that is right here. Let's look. That is it. Clock digits. Double click on the clock digit. Have a good look at it. And take it down, down, and down. Let's break this one into 2, or just move it here so that you can see what the comment is all about. Break it into 2. All right. Okay, that is for the clock. Take it from the top again, bring it down. Okay, just for your information, the project is just about the calculation. It's not about creating time and so on. The only very essential one is this one. So select that very object, text txt clock, and drag your digit count. This one for the clock. Let's dump it in here. Hold on first. Let's go for the, yeah, there we go. Drag it and just dump it right there. And that's it. We should be able to see our clock working with the laptop's clock. There we go. Look at it right there. So 1 minus 3, that should be give you minus 2 there, and this should be minus 2 again. There we go. And this should be 0 there. So now, okay guys, I just want to try out this next level again. So let's exit, let's come out of it and see what am I doing wrong. Let's go back in here. Build set. Oh my god, it's not added. Look at that, it's empty. So level 2, grab it and just dump it there. All right, that's done. Very good. Okay guys, let's try that out now. Just click on run and let's see. 1 divided by this, that's going to be 0 because it's an integer. Yeah, that's correct. And that's minus 9 minus 1. And this will be 15. There we go. Look at it. The second level is working. That's good. So with that second level, I'm going to double click on it. Let's right click and just add UI, add image. That's my image right there. Let's just size the image. I'm gonna make it about 1000 plus, something like that. Yeah, let's look for an image. Yeah, where's my Kilimanjaro? Where is it? I have it somewhere. Kilimanjaro, yeah, there we go. Dump it right there. Now I'm going to just add my Kilimanjaro image there. Image source, Kilimanjaro, drop it right there. Very good. And let's add a text on board. Right click, let's grab hold of a text. And in there, I'm just going to enter welcome to Mount Kilimanjaro. Yeah, I get it right. I'm an African. Should be able to spell that. That's good. So make that bold and change this font size to want to make it 70. Get it centered. Change the color to something white. And there we go. Welcome to Mount Kilimanjaro. There. Okay. I'm going to save that. Now let's go back to my layout here. Where is it? Scene, and double click on that, and let's get it right again. And here that will be 0. And here that's going to be -7. Oh, it's wrong. It's 0. Okay, then enter a 0 there. And that's going to be 64. There we go. Welcome to Mount Kilimanjaro. That's your second level. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this beautiful and interesting tutorial. And if you want, you can always just convert the whole lot to Android. To do that, all you just need to do is to come in here, build and run. Okay, let's go back to build setting first. Build setting. Make sure you select your Android. Okay, and in here I have it at 62, so I'm going to leave that like that. You see where we have the compress, I'm going to leave it as LZ4. And you switch the platform here. Click on switch platform. While you're doing all of this, you must have your mobile phone or your device connected to your laptop or your computer system, and all of this will take place. Make sure your device is connected to your system. That's my device in there. So let's come in here. The system is still doing its own thing. Okay, once that is done, you see where we have place setting. Click on place setting. You now need to make sure you have some setting taken care of. Right up here, you see where we have adaptive performance. Make sure you have the Android selected. Okay, and we also have player. Select the player, scroll right down. That is the Android. Make sure that one is selected. I'm now using iOS. So scroll right down. We want, okay, that is fine. You see where we have the minimum. I'm going to change that to 31 API 31 level, and scroll right down again. And now I want to select 64 bits. You see the script, instead of mono, I'm going to change that to IL2CPP. Then I should be able to enable the 64 bits. There we go. That is it, done. Once all of those settings are taken care of, that is good. That's fine. Now you can close this. Then finally, just click on build and run. Once you click on build and run, and that will be all for your own project. Everything will automatically be displayed on your mobile phone device. So that's all there is to it. I'm going to close that and just run it one more time so that you guys see it. And that'll be all for today. So you all have a nice day now. And bye for now.